What's up, guys? Samoan Fan 101 here, and this is my Money in the Bank review. Uh, Later on, hopefully today, I'm gonna make another video based on Kazuchika Okada, and then after that, I'm gonna make another. I'm gonna name my number 9 on my top 10 video game series of all time, just to give you a quick heads up on what's coming up. But the Money in the Bank review overall, pretty damn good show. It is not the greatest Money in the Bank show ever. That still goes to 2011, CM Punk land, basically. But, god damn, this was a pretty damn good show. Mainly for those 3 matches that I'll get to. But before we get to that, let's start with the pre-show. Now, for once, I didn't watch the pre-show matches, so you're not going to get a rating below in the inbox. But I did see the brief highlights of them. From what I saw, both matches weren't worth 2 shits. And from what I've heard from what people have told me, it's the same thing. Especially the Golden Truth versus Fabrice match. I'm not calling him Breezango. I'm calling him Fabrice. Because seriously, that's a more hilarious name for these assholes. Anyways, what was it, like sun tanning shit, and like they put him in like a sun tanning machine. I don't even know what the fuck happened. All I know is that it sucked. It was the drizzling ass. Now that I got that out of my system, let me just reposition the camera a little bit. There we go. I don't like it when it's just like my head, because I'm looking at myself as I'm recording, so I don't like it when it's just my head. Although that may have fucked with the lighting, but whatever. I look a little bit more blue now. At least that's just me. Anyways, we have then we have Lucha Dragons and the Dudley Boys. Lucha Dragons won. I have 2 gripes with this match. I didn't watch the match fully, but I have 2 gripes with it. One, how far the Lucha Dragons have fallen since coming up from NXT. And 2, and I'm very shocked that I'm even saying this, how far the Dudley Boys have fallen since they left TNA to go back to WWE. What the fuck? I mean, seriously, what the fuck? So let's get the actual pay-per-view before I fucking blow my head off from this ridiculous, stupid shit. So we open up with the tag title match. It was a fatal 4-way tag team match between the champions of the New Day, the Club, Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson, Aiden English and Simon Gotch, the Vaudevillains, and Big Cass and Enzo Amore, Colin Cassidy. But they just call him Big Cass. This was a good match. It was a good match. It was definitely a lot of fun to watch. Several high spots here. But I'm only going to call it good because there were several problems with this match. At first I was like overrating it, but then when I actually think back, several shit happened that shouldn't have happened. First of all, there was the botch Kofi Kingston spot where he tried to go for a Trouble in Paradise, but he completely either missed. Kofi Kingston either missed or like the person he was supposed to hit botched it and some sort of dodged it or fell. I don't know. Then there was the big spot. Then there was one of the big spots where they were trying to pin Carl Anderson. I forget who. I think it may have been the Vaudevillains trying to pin Carl Anderson or some shit like that. I don't know. But whatever it is, someone was trying to pin Carl Anderson. Doc Gallows was on the outside. Ref counted 1, 2, 3. And then immediately after pinning 3, Carl Anderson pulled the person out of the ring. Now, I'll cut them a little bit of slack here, because even though they counted 3, at least Anderson got his shoulder up. It wasn't like that time at SummerSlam 2001 where The Rock hit a move on Booker T, and The Rock pretended to kick out, but Booker T didn't do shit to sell it. He didn't even try to open up the bring the arm up or anything. And then of course there was the last one of the night. Kingston and Big E hit their finishing move on Carl Anderson, who was the legal man, by the way. Carl Anderson was the legal man, and Carl Anderson rolled out of the ring. Carl Anderson rolled out of the ring and then pinned Aiden English. Fun match, but botches, the sloppiness at the end, and the fact that they pinned the wrong guy to win was bullshit. I mean, it's not how you do a match. Okay, I better move on. Anyways, next match. It was Dolph Ziggler versus Baron Corbin. I almost forgot what it was. Dolph Ziggler versus Baron Corbin. Yeah, gonna say it right now. By far, Baron Corbin's best match so far in the WWE. That includes his matches in NXT. This has been his best match. I liked it. I think the crowd was into it. One of the big spots of the match was when Ziggler actually sort of botched, but they countered that pretty damn well, saying that because Dolph Ziggler, because they were both on the outside, Ziggler was gonna go around, jump on the steps, and probably jump on Baron Corbin, but it looks like Dolph botched it and tripped on the steps. However, they countered that by saying that the reason that Dolph Ziggler tripping on the steps allowed Baron Corbin to take advantage and hit deep six on the floor. I will admit, some botches can't be made up for. That is one of them. None of the ones from the tag match, but that is one of them. One of the yeah, brain fart. Sorry, but still, good match. I think it may have been just me, but it seemed like the crowd was into it. Dolph Ziggler made Baron Corbin look really good here. Baron Corbin won, hitting the end of days. 1, 2, 3. Baron Corbin wins. Let's hope this feud ends. Okay, I don't want to see another match. I will say this though. At least this match and the Sheamus Cruz match went up on pay-per-view. Because if you remember the last two pay-per-views at Payback and in Extreme Rules, Ziggler and Corbin was on the pre-show. It was stuck in pre-show limbo like Kalisto was when he was defending the U.S. title. Except for when he lost it to Rusev. Anyways, next match. It was a good match. Definitely a good match. Probably Corbin's best. Definitely. Next match was the tag team match between Natalya and I was about to say Natalya and Charlotte. Natalya and Becky Lynch versus Charlotte and Dana Brooke. For a little bit there, I thought this was going to be the worst match of the night, but we'll get to Titus and Rusev later. God, why am I still thinking Ziggler? This match was mediocre. This was a mediocre-ass match. If you remember my Slammiversary review from last week, or a few days ago, I should add, you'll know that Bram and Eli Drake was a mediocre-ass match. This is like along the same rating. 2 stars for each match. I'll say I enjoyed this one better than Drake and Bram, but just by a little. Only because of the ending. This match was sloppy. These women are better than this. They're more capable of this, but yet they're only given 7 minutes. That is bullshit. The women should not be given 7 minutes, especially considering how they were booked at the beginning of the year to look like a real deal. The Becky Lynch-Charlotte feud, the good match at Royal Rumble, even though it was somewhat rushed, the feud between Brie Bella and Charlotte, the women's match leading up to and at WrestleMania this year, WrestleMania 32. And from the looks of it, we were going to give Natalya a chance to shine because she's a good wrestler. She's constantly been overlooked by women that are worse than her. Give her due. One, maybe two pay-per-view title matches, which they did do. But from then on, they've been constantly screwing it up. Natalya, they got plenty of time at Payback, but got ruined by part of the finish. Extreme Rules got a whopping 9 minutes. This match got a whopping 7 minutes. I will say this, though. If there was a tag team match if there was a women's match that probably deserved to have the time it got, a short time, it was probably this one for two reasons. One, the three main matches that we really came this pay-per-view to see. They needed a lot of time. And the second was, second reason was it was a little sloppy at the end there. Not nearly as much as the tag team title match, but it was getting a little sloppy. Dana Brooke and Charlotte won. Dana Brooke basically, what happened was Natalya had the sharpshooter on Charlotte. Dana Brooke pulled the hair of Natalya to now I'm botching. She pulled the hair off Natalya to break the submission hold. Becky Lynch pulled the hair off Dana Brooke. Dana Brooke pushed Becky into Natalya, and Charlotte, while Dana Brooke had the referee distracted or trying to get her out of the ring, Charlotte took advantage, hit natural selection, 1, 2, 3. At least Charlotte won the damn match, like she should have. I mean, the only reason why Natalya and Becky would ever even win this match is if they were going to set up a match at Battleground, which I don't think would be happening. It might be Paige, because, she won clean last week. Anyways, going off a little bit on topic. Anyways, what made this match good, not good, but what made it a little bit worthwhile to see was Natalya's heel turn. Becky and Natalya got up. They looked starstruck. Natalya attacked Becky from behind and then walked away. You're probably wondering, why would she do that? I'm like, some people may not like it. I personally like it, though. One, it gives Natalya edge. Two, as a face, she's just really the wrestler. And three, there's a good reason. She's tired of constantly losing, and she's more and more pissed off. And she's like, fuck this, I'm not playing nice anymore. If I have to play dirty, it's exactly how I'm gonna do it. And that's what it looks like she did. Well, that's my explanation. I'll bet you WWE will come up with something much different. Like, I turned on Becky because she was weak. Fuck you. Fuck that. Anyways. Then we come to Sheamus and Apollo Crews. This was a decent match, I will say. But I will say, though, the crowd was not into it. They're seeing through this shit. They want to like Apollo Crews. I will admit part of the reason why they're probably not into it is Sheamus. He'll probably take the blame. But the other part of it's both of them. Both of them are boring. They're both good wrestlers, especially Apollo Crews, but they're boring. Especially when they botched Sheamus' heel turn last year by making him look weak, especially as Money in the Bank winner. As the winner of the Money in the Bank. And Crews doesn't have a lot of personality. Something that's been a problem since his time in NXT. He comes out as the smiling baby face. You know who else came out as a smiling baby face? The Rock. Back when he was Rocky Maivia. And he got Die Rocky Die chants. Remember who else came out with a smiley face every single week? John Cena. And he gets booed all the fucking time. Except for very few choice situations. You know who else, for a while, came out as a smiling baby face? Roman Reigns. Remember that fucking promo he did last year? The boy named Roman and his beanstalk? And dear God, this is not what Roman should be doing. And this past December with the tater tots shit. Okay, I know I'm going off topic, but you get my point. People hate that, and people want. I get the feeling people want to like Apollo Crews, but they see right through him. He's just a bunch of moves and nothing more. You got to give him more of an edge. That may work in other places like Ring of Honor or TNA maybe or Lucha Underground, but it's not going to work. Or New Japan, of course, but it's not going to work in WWE. It didn't even work that well in NXT. Why do you think he never got to hold the NXT title? Paul Crews was the guy they brought up way too early. I would say the same for Corbin, but at least he's got the mic skills and personality. Crews does not. Though he's got the opposite. He's got better wrestling. Anyways, this match ended. Crews won. It was a decent match. Sheamus hit a white noise from the middle rope. Crews kicked out. Sheamus argued with the ref for a second, and then Crews hit a crucifix pin. I will say that the right man won here. The problem, of course, was that, wait a minute, you hit this big move from the top rope. Crews doesn't even hit either of his finishers. And just gets a crucifix. You were getting another pay-per-view match out of this. Probably with the stipulation if I had an option. Or maybe just normal. Anyways, next match. AJ Styles and John Cena. My opinion, match of the night. This match stole a show. Lundrick says it's Rollins and Reigns. I gotta disagree. I love the guy, but I gotta disagree. Some people might also think so, but I'm with most people when they say Styles. Well, I will say Reigns and Rollins was great, and I'll get to that later. But Styles and Cena was the match of the night. I love the story they told here, and if you look on Lundrick's Ask.fm page and my own, you'll know why. It's because the storytelling was so good. The other one was good too, but this one I thought was better. Story here is that Styles is not going to end up like the other guys. Styles can work circles around John Cena, which is true. He's a way better wrestler than Cena is. And Cena here was getting frustrated because he could not catch Styles. Whenever he had Styles on a move or was about to do a sequence, Styles would constantly have a counter for it. He always had an answer. Something that you don't see often in a John Cena match. Hell, I don't even think John Cena, definitely not Cena and Owens. I'm not quite sure. Maybe the only other comparison is CM Punk, although they had better chemistry. But John Cena and Styles' chemistry was very good. It was great. It was some pretty great chemistry. And Cena carries his own, although he works best when he's with an indie darling. CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, AJ Styles, God knows who else. But still, he works really great matches. And this one was no exception. Styles, of course, was great here as usual. The best match of the night. Both of them had their finishing moves. Both of them kicked out. Cena had a second AA, but in trying to do so, he knocked down the referee. Anderson and Gallows came in. Styles may not have intended for them to come out, but knew what was happening the moment they came out, and they hit Cena with the Magic Killer. Styles pinned him 1, 2, 3. Winner of the match, AJ Styles. All I'm gonna say is enjoy this win. And for those of you complaining that it didn't add, that it wasn't that great, enjoy this win while you can, guys. Because most likely Styles is winning this. Styles is not winning this feud. In fact, if anything, Cena is winning the next 2 matches. If there are 2. Great match, though. Highly recommend it. Next match was the Money in the Bank ladder match. Again, I'll say this again. I think this is the best Money in the Bank ladder match ever. Ever. This is better than WrestleMania 21. Better than 24. Better than the Daniel Bryan SmackDown one in 2011. And I'll tell you why. This was a great match, but I'll tell you why I loved it so much. In many of the Money Bank ladder matches, there was a lot of high spots. A lot of them. Not so much here. Now, part of that is because Kevin Owens is a big guy. Be a little bit careful there. And Jericho's in his mid-40s. But a large part of it is because they told the story here. Everyone except one person had a story going into it. Del Rio is returning to the Money in the Bank ladder match with the Money in the Bank, not the title like a couple of years ago. And he wants to win the title. He wants to win it again. He wants to relive Destiny like he did 5 years ago. Jericho won the Money in the Bank, and he wants not won. Jericho created Money in the Bank, and he wants to win it. Zayn and Owens are having their rivalry. And, and Dean Ambrose, of course, wants to use the Money in the Bank ladder match